Now, we know how the progressives have gaslit everyone into thinking Joe Biden is a good president. Here's Pramila Jayapal.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says that he's exceeded her expectations and expectations for progressives.
So AOC said that Joe Biden has what? What has he done?
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says that he's exceeded her expectations and expectations for progressives.
What about Pramila Jayapal, the head of the Progressive Caucus?
I think President Biden has risen to the moment, and I really do give him an A in what he's done so far.
So
she gave the A.
So if you want to see you want to see Democrats bullshit as big as Sean Hannity, there it is. There you go. So, and they point their finger at other people and call them liars. Isn't that funny? It is funny because they're politicians, which is also a synonym for professional liar. I use those synonymously, just like Amber here uses donated and pledged.
I pledged it.
So now here's AOC. She's going to get asked a straight question. Who is that woman? Is that Dana Bash?
Yes.
What's her name? Dana Bash?
Yes.
Dana Bash. I'm not supposed to say it, but her hair looks fantastic lately. It really does. Whatever she's doing, she's doing it right. The highlights or whatever, it's fantastic.
She's one of Jackson's good hair people, it looks like.
I think she's going to Jackson good hair people. I need to go to people like that. I need to find a good hair.
Oh, I meant genetically. I didn't think anybody can give that kind of hair to anyone. You got to just have the gift of news hair.
Yeah. Yes.
You got good hair. I have the worst hair here,
Yeah.
It gets it descends as you go from Jackson to me.
It's just a nice compare and contrast. So here she is, and Dana Bash is going to ask her if she's going to support Joe Biden running for president.
Here we go. I just want to ask about President Biden. He is saying he's going to run again in 2024. Will you support him?
If the president chooses to run again in 2024, I mean, first of all, I'm focused on winning this majority right now. And preserving a majority this year in 2022. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But I think if the president has a vision, then that's something certainly we're all willing to entertain and examine when the time comes.
That's not a yes.
Bam!
Yeah, I think we should endorse when we get to it. But I believe that the president has been doing a very good job so far. And should he run again, I think that I think it's. We'll take a look at it.
So,
right now, we need to focus on winning a majority.
So now you know why she only goes on shows like this.
Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
So now you know why she only goes on shows like this or shows like The Intercept with Ryan Grimm. And that's because she would be dismantled. She's going up against powder puff questions like this and she gets dismantled. Dana, a CNN host could dismantle you? Imagine what would happen if she actually had to face a question. We saw what happened when she faced a question when she did her pretend stunt where they were doing a sleep-in at the Capitol for the people being evicted, which was a stunt. And they said, hey, what about all the millions of people who are still going to get evicted? Turn the music up. We don't care about them. So there it is. There's AOC. Let me throw it to and she's being allowed to do this too, by the way. Believe me, she's not crossing anybody by saying what she's saying. Even though people are going to say she is. What this is representative of, if she's been given the green light to do this. She's been given the green light to do this. By the donor class or Nancy Pelosi or somebody, because they want to get rid of Joe Biden. Mm-hmm. They don't want Joe Biden to run in 2024. Who's that? The people who actually picked him in the first place. So the people who picked Joe Biden in the first place, meaning the donor class, the billionaire Wall Street people, the money people, they chose him and Kamala Harris. Remember, Kamala Harris was their first choice. She couldn't get a vote. So they made her vice president, and they went to the next most reliable dupe for Wall Street, which was Joe Biden. And then they got Barack Obama, who was a reliable dupe for Wall Street, to get all the other people in line to back Joe Biden. That's how we got Joe Biden. So now those same people see that we ain't going to be able to sell Joe Biden, and it looks like they might not be able to stop Trump from running. So they're going to have to get somebody else. And that's why she's allowed to say that. And people are already behind the scenes saying things like that. For instance, The New York Times, should Biden run in 2024? Democratic whispers of no start to rise. So that's why she's allowed to do that. Because the donor class, the people who really run the party, have started to say that themselves. She's not being a maverick. Because it's already
I just want to ask about,
because it's already a headline in the New York Times. So she's not. But believe me, if the party, whoever the party rallies around, AOC is going to endorse that candidate. And if Joe Biden runs again, if they decide to let him run, she's going to endorse him. And she's going to say because of Trump or because of DeSantis or because of whoever that other person is, Rubio or Ted Cruz or whoever it is a monster. So we got to have this guy who's a little bit less of a monster. That's what's going to happen. What do you think, Jackson?
It's just incredible that AOC, as we all know, ran on trying to uproot the corruption within the Democratic Party in the endless wars, make a pathway for third parties to become viable in the United States. And now, despite everything Joe Biden's done, basically going along with every single plan that the deep state and the Great Reset, World Economic Forum have put forward, crashing our economy. His approval rating in the last Quinnipiac polls, 33%, lower than Donald Trump's ever was. She still has the audacity to come out and say that she thinks he's doing a good job. I mean, that's the part that shocked me the most. Obviously, she's going to come out and say this because the New York Times is publishing high Democratic officials that are saying that they think they might want to run someone else in 2024. But how could you say that Joe Biden is doing a good job still?
If you figure in that he has, holes in his brain, yeah, it's pretty good, I would say. My grandma used to just wander out of the house when she had that.
I saw a post today that said Joe Biden is a survivor. He's doing a good job.
So you're right, Jackson. I think that was the most outrageous part of the clip. But everybody, of course, is focusing on that other part where she said, I'm not giving a yes that I'll endorse him. She'll do whatever the party tells her. But the other part that's outrageous is she's still saying Joe Biden's doing a great job. Let's want to hear it again. Let's hear it again because it was kind of fun.
Rigo, I just want to ask about President Biden. He is saying he's going to run again in 2024. Will you support him?
If the president chooses to run again in 2024, I mean, first of all, I'm focused on winning this majority right now.
First of all.
And preserving a majority this year in 2022. So we'll cross that.
Yeah. You're not preserving a majority. You're not. I'm working on preserving a majority. Yeah.
When we get to it. But I think if the president has a vision, then that's something certainly we're all willing to entertain and examine when the time comes.
Yeah. The president has a vision, but they're called hallucinations. Demented hallucinations. He thinks he sees his uncle.
I've always never liked her because I can't date her. And is one date that's that much to ask? I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. One date.
Just one date.
That's not a yes.
Yeah, I think we should endorse when we get to it. But I believe that the president has been doing a very good job so far.
There it is.
Get to it. But I believe that the president has been doing a very good job so far. And should he run again, I think that I think it's we'll take a look at it.
Yeah. Okay.
But right now we need to focus on winning a majority.
Yeah. Okay. Good focus. Tell me how
no
that
one
focus.
Said she's a maverick, did they? She looks like she was going to try to accuse Dana Bash of something, but she had nothing, so she had to find another way out of this.
Yes, yeah, she did.
It's incredible. I mean, Joe Biden was on Jimmy Kimmel this week, and Jimmy Kimmel had to cut to an ad break because Joe Biden couldn't finish a sentence, and he was breaking down. Yet you're going to consider Joe Biden as a potential Democratic nominee 2 years from now? You think that he's going to be mentally fit 2 years from now? He's not mentally fit today.
Joe Biden, that's right. I should have got that video of him because Jimmy Kimmel was holding his hand through the whole goddamn thing. Joe Biden couldn't finish a sentence. He kept stopping in the middle and then start. I got to do it a different way, man. I'll say it a different way. And then he mentioned biracial commercials.
He brought that up again. He said that a long time ago too.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
Kimmel said when he was struggling to get through a sentence, he said, all right, we're going to go to a commercial break, maybe some biracial commercials, and we'll come back in a moment.
There's no way Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, he must privately be like saying all the whispers. In fact,
Yeah.
it's
You
probably
can see
Jimmy
his
Kimmel's
face.
whispers.
Here we're doing stand-up comedy in Los Angeles on June 11th, and then we're going to Chicago, Sacramento, and San Diego on July 16th for the taping of my new special. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for all tickets. See you there.